Welcome, everyone, to this breaking news edition of Talk Illini, brought to you by Orange and Blue News and the On3 Network. This weekend showdown at Indiana is huge for football. A top 20 matchup on the road, Big Ten play heating up, and Bret Bielema's team looking to prove itself against one of the more complete squads in the entire league. But breaking news is Thursday's press conference brought some tough news. Star defensive back Xavier Scott is unlikely to play. Scott left last week's win against Western Michigan with a foot or ankle injury while going up for an interception. Now, Bielema says he's seen one doctor and is getting a second opinion. But as of today, the head coach does not expect the star cornerback to be ready for Saturday. Now, let's be clear, this is a huge loss. Scott was a first-team All-Big Ten player last season, well on his way to do the same this season, and has already been playing some of the best football so far on this entire team. Through 3 games, he's had 6 tackles, 1.5 tackles for a loss, 2 pass breakups, and according to PFF, he's only allowed 4 catches on 14 targets all season long. You're talking about elite production from your shutdown corner type. And that looks like is going to be missing on Saturday. More than that, Scott plays the star position when it comes to the Illini defense, which is essentially the nickel, the slot defender, the guy who matches up with the opponent's most dangerous and versatile wide receiver. Against Indiana, which has arguably the best wide receiver corps in the entire Big Ten Conference, well, losing your top nickel defender is about as tough as it's going to get. So what happens now? Bielema and defensive coordinator Aaron Henry have some tough decisions to make. The most likely scenario, according to this press conference from Bret Bielema, was more snaps for Tanner Heckel at the star position. Heckel has been rotating in, but this would be a massive stage for him. Illinois could slide Torrie Cox Jr. or Tyler Strain also into that role, which would free up Jaheim Clark, who I'll talk about in a second, if he's available, or Caleb Patterson to handle boundary corner. They've also used Tyson Rooks at corner, but let's be honest, none of these options are going to give you what Xavier Scott gives you. But this is where depth has to carry the day. And this is also where Bret Bielema's culture comes in. He preaches next man up constantly. And Illinois is better built for this now than at any other point in the last, 10, 15 years? Still, there's no sugarcoating this. This makes an already really tough game even tougher. Indiana, well, they have speed. They have depth at wide receiver. And if Illinois' secondary doesn't communicate, if the guys aren't on the same page, quite honestly, this game could get out of hand. But here's some good news. Illinois should be getting some reinforcements elsewhere. Linebacker Dylan Rosiek, who missed last week, has practiced all week and looks like he's ready to go. Same for running backs Aidan Laughrey, who brings juice to that backfield, and wide receiver Justin Bowick, who already has 3 touchdowns this season. Justin practiced this week, and Bret did say that he could be made available, which would be a huge addition for quarterback Luke Altmaier and that offense, especially with Xavier Scott being gone. This offense may need all the help that they can get to keep up with that Indiana offense. So really, this injury report is kind of a mixed bag. Losing Scott is absolutely a gut punch, but getting Rosiek, getting Aidan Laughrey, and potentially getting Justin Bowick back helps balance that out. It's certainly not full strength, but I still think it's enough for Illinois to keep this game competitive. And I will say this. There's always going to be moments where you find out what Bret Bielema and this program is really made of. Look, in the game of football, injuries happen. Every team goes through it. But great programs don't let one injury set them back and derail them completely. They rely on depth. They rely on culture. And they rely on leadership. If Illinois can weather the storm, if someone can step up in Xavier Scott's absence, this could potentially be one of those defining moments for our defense. Could be a defining moment for this entire season. The kind of thing you look back on in November and say, that's when we learned what this unit was all about. And that's when we realized that that unit had the toughness to survive Big Ten play and this ever tough schedule we have coming up. So yeah, overall, this is very tough news. Xavier Scott is one of the best players on the roster and one of the best defensive backs, not just in the Big Ten, but in the entire nation. And he's a future NFL guy. You don't just replace that overnight. But the story of this weekend could very well be who steps up in his absence. And remember, Bret Bielema has built this team for exactly these kind of moments. Again, not the best update for you guys here, but I want to know in the comment section, do you still give Illinois a shot? I see that the spread has gone to, I believe, -6.5 for Indiana. So I don't know if the word leaked earlier, and that's why the spread was moving towards the Hoosiers' way. But now, certainly, when the public gets wind of this, I can foresee this spread to getting to about a touchdown. Are you gloom or doom, or are you going to remain optimistic like myself? You give me 7 points, I will take the 7 points and continue to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. Let me know if you're going to ride with me. And thank you again for tuning into this breaking news edition of Talk Illini. We're going to be doing this whenever there is breaking news. The press conference literally just ended. I hopped on in front of a camera to let you guys know. Some of you may not have time to watch these press conferences. You just want a quick, condensed version. Well, here it is. If this is your type of thing, please make sure you hit the like button on this video and hit the subscribe button on this brand new channel. Again, brought to you by Orange and Blues and the On3 Network. I'm really looking forward to continued coverage. JR and I will do a game recap on maybe Saturday night. It might be released Sunday morning. We'll see. Make sure you're subscribed to Orange and Blue News for all the latest updates. And until next time, ILL.